Perfect? Nothing's exactly perfect, but this day was my perfect day. Let me rewind a bit so that I can set up the whole picture of why this was my perfect day. I was finishing up last-minute packing that I had put off for weeks. This trip was a big one. My boyfriend and I were going on our first trip alone together, and it was going to be perfect. At least that's what I thought. Now, most of you are probably thinking we're going to some tropical island, some honeymoon paradise, but unless you consider Glenwood Springs, Colorado a tropical island, I'm pretty sure this was just a chance for us to see if we could stand traveling with each other. Because you know what people say, you really don't know someone until you travel with them. Now, I, on the other hand, was super excited to be going to Glenwood Springs. The shopping, the food, and most of all, the hike. Finally, we were on the road, and I was even more excited for the trip. But then I remembered I had to go to the bathroom, and it was literally an hour into the trip. Only 3 more to go, I thought. Once we got to the hotel, we were both ready to be out of the car and ready for some food. Cody was still not very excited about the hike the next day. The next morning, the sun beamed into our window as if it was 10 feet outside the door. I rolled over and got out of bed. Even though I wasn't very thrilled to be getting up the same time the sun was, I knew that today was going to be awesome, and I couldn't wait to get started. I got dressed and laced up my shoes. Now for the hard part, waking Cody up. "Babe," I said, "you have to get up," trying to use my softest voice so that he totally wouldn't hate me. After about 20 minutes of begging and pleading him to get out of bed, he was up and totally not feeling the love towards me. We had finally made it to the place I had wanted to hike for years, and we were finally here, and excited. Well, one of us was excited. We grabbed the backpack, put on our coats, and started down the path. Wow, if it was like this the whole time, we were in good shape. Then we saw the sign that read, "Welcome to Hanging Lake. This hike is 1.2 miles long. Please allow for 2 to 3 hours to hike." 2 to 3 hours, Cody said. I didn't know this was a whole day thing. I didn't either, I thought in my head. It's going to be fun and so worth it at the top. You'll see. At least I hope it was going to be worth it. It started off pretty easy, not too steep or rocky, and it was the perfect summer day to be hiking. About an hour or so passed, and it began to get a little steeper and a little more rockier. By this point, we had stopped 3 or 4 times already for some water and to take a breather. This was a little more challenging than I thought, but I still had the idea that it was going to be so worth it at the top. We passed a small waterfall on the way up. "That's it?" Cody says. "No," I said. "Well, at least I hope not, because that's nothing like the pictures I've seen." Then we saw it. No, not Hanging Lake. No, not a bear, but the stairs. The stairs that leads you right up to the lake. Yes, I thought, almost there. Finally, I thought. We started to climb the stairs as the anticipation started to build again. This hike has been on my bucket list forever, and I was finally going to get to see it in person. It was even more beautiful than in the pictures. The gleaming water with the fish swimming all around and the waterfall that fell off the lake made the hike that much more worth it. But what made it even that much better was getting to do it with my best friend and the guy I get to call my boyfriend, because to be honest, I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else.
Last night out of the blue, drifting off to the evening news, she said, "Honey, what would you do if you'd have never met me?" I just laughed, said, "I don't know, but I could take a couple guesses."